Welcome back, everybody. I wanted to come to you today to speak to you about Risa Tisa and her compulsive liar ex-husband, something that has gone extremely viral on TikTok. So you know the drill. Please subscribe, and if you make it to the end of the video, get in the comments and like or dislike the video, and let's talk about it. So, let's get right into it. There's a lady by the name of Risa Tisa who recently shared Who TF Did I Marry as an audiobook on TikTok. Well, it started out as a story time, and then she later shared that she did it the way that she did so that it could be played out as an audiobook. And it's really great that she did that because it is over 50 parts now. But to get right into it, Risa Tisa meets a gentleman on a dating site. She then begins to see him after he shows up for her a couple of times, and he seems to be a legitimate type of guy. They decided to be each other's company in the city of Corona V in 2020, if you know what I mean. It was supposed to be temporary, but things start to get serious. They're dating now, they start having conversations about marriage, houses, kids, and life in general. He moves in and immediately starts to pay all of her rent and bills. But that's when things took a slight turn. He starts to make promises to her about them buying a house and buying her a car. So they do start to look for cars and they do start to look for a house, and things began to get a little strange because every time it was time for the deal to go through, something would go bad or something wrong would happen or he was unable to follow through. She found out that he was unable to follow through on all of these promises because he had misrepresented himself financially. So, of course, my sister and I, the West Coast Belles, have coined the phrase rackfishing. The definition of rackfishing is presenting yourself as someone who is financially well off in order to gain the interest of another. Risa Tisa is not the first woman that this has happened to, but she was the first woman that was smart enough to record her story for the world to hear and get millions of views for it. So, of course, we wanted to listen to all of the story and even get some of his side before we made our own commentary. She and a lot of people said that she just ignored a lot of red flags. Which is probably true. But we say that there were other things that were ignored as well. One of the most important things being her desperation to be in a relationship with someone. In an interview with Good Morning America, she admitted that she just ignored most of the red flags because she thought it was and really just wanted it to be her turn. You know, for a happy ending. If we listen to the late Kevin Samuels, a self-proclaimed image consultant turned self-awareness coach and content creator, we would have taken away that generally, a so-called high-value man that makes over 6 figures every year and lives a certain way would not choose someone that looks like Risa Tisa. And yes, I know quite a few high-value men. And no, I don't know any of them that have chosen someone that to most of society is physically unattractive. But that's a very sensitive subject. So here's the thing. Risa Tisa is a pretty woman. Some people will just never see it because of her size and because of the way that she appears on camera. But no matter how she appears on camera, she was honest about who she was. Jason Lee compared her to the baby dinosaur in the 80s show Dinosaurs, where the baby chants not the mama, not the mama. Charlemagne the God and the rest of the Breakfast Club attributed Risa Tisa's issue with Legion to her big back. And ultimately, after hearing his response, we now know that the man known only as Legion until this point's real name is Jerome McCoy. And according to his own admission, he basically rackfished Risa Tisa because of insecurities that derived from being dumped by women for being broke. Which we are now finding out that even if he feels like they dumped him for being broke, it was actually because he was making shit up off the top of his head to lie about every single day. And who could stay in a relationship like that? I'd be afraid that he's some type of unaliver. And it is noteworthy to say that he paid all her rent and bills. So no matter his level, he was ready to stand on business with her. He just started out with lies. Seeing how she operated after finding some of the issues with his story, she probably would have accepted him and his truth. But he chose to do this to her not because of her back but because of his brain. He was thinking that if he tells her he has a job but not residence and no car, that she would not be interested in him. And that may be true, but allowing past relationships to make you hurt people is insane. And as a message to ladies, being desperate for a relationship only opens you up for predators and people that want to take advantage of you. We have seen this with the beauty queen Kenya Moore, and most recently, the absolutely stunning Portia Williams Stewart Gobadia. Although they seem to stay at odds, they go through a lot of the same things. And for the same reasons, Reesa Teesa has now suffered embarrassment, heartbreak, and loss of time. For me, the loss of time is most important because you just can't get your time back. This is turning out to be quite the blessing for Reesa Teesa, but it doesn't always happen that way. So we are extremely happy to see her turn lemons into lemonade. Because in the words of Mama Joyce, he was a lemon. But that's all for this video. Thanks for watching, and for more like it, please like, comment, subscribe and hit the notification bell for your bells.